Zoos, rats, and vampire bats. Here are 7 moments from the PC gaming show you won't want to miss. The only PC-focused show of E3 returned for 2019, again bringing an eclectic blend of games ranging from sought-after sequels to multiplayer spook hunting. But if you don't have time to watch the whole thing, we've curated a quick list of key moments that got us excited. We talked about Evil Genius 2 in our pre-E3 roundup, and it was deliciously wicked to see a bit more of it in a full animated trailer. We didn't see anything in terms of gameplay, but judging from the presentation, the series looks like it's in safe hands. Safe, button-pushing, lever-yanking hands. The trailer featured hench people galore, mysterious island hideouts, and a preview of the sort of malevolent traps you can use to ensnare intrepid do-gooders intent on upsetting your plans for world domination. Because what says PC gaming more than a management sim about taking over the planet? Think carefully before you answer. In terms of most wanted sequels, they don't come much more desirable than Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Hardsuit Games were at the event to show off the first gameplay trailer of the sequel to the 2004 cult classic, and there were some interesting hints about the level of depth we can expect. Developers Kara Ellison and Brian Mitsoda talked about the emotional elements of vampirism and how vampires can see qualities like fear or desire. It's not that vampires feel these emotions, more that they can taste them in the blood they drink. Think of them like experienced sommeliers. It's an interesting take that's very in keeping with the original, that promises more than just cape-swooshing, fang-bearing schlock horror. So if you want to recreate your own version of What We Do in the Shadows, you'll be able to do just that in March 2020. We love a bit of Vermintide here at Logitech G. That meaty blend of Left 4 Dead multiplayer and Warhammer Fantasy just works. So the news is getting a brand new multiplayer mode is as welcome as a rat ogre at a human squashing competition. For the first time, players will be able to control the Skaven and Rotblood enemies in a 4v4 multiplayer competitive mode. Each game consists of one team taking control of the Ubersreich heroes, while the other controls their depraved enemies. In the end, the winner is the team that's managed to progress the furthest through the mission. It looks like evil players will be controlling specialist mobs instead of rank-and-file soldiers, which makes perfect sense when you think about how killable they are. So this is one of those odd E3 announcements then, in that the game has been out a while, but it's great news for anyone who already owns it to get something new and for free. And best of all, you can sign up to beta test the mode right now. The link is in the description below. Telling Lies is the upcoming title from Sam Barlow, creator of fascinating, award-winning detective game Her Story. It's a spiritual successor with many of the same themes, a non-linear, investigative thriller pieced together from FMV footage. In it, your character has stolen a hard drive from the NSA containing 10 hours of video. And much like Her Story, you'll watch these videos, perform keyword searches, and piece together the story from what you uncover. But everything here is on a much grander scale. Barlow calls it the open world of FMV games. Whereas Her Story had one speaking role, Telling Lies has more than 30. On top of this, there's much more player choice, so you'll be able to pursue the mystery in a far more personal way when the game is released later this year. Okay, so we knew this one was coming thanks to that surprisingly brutal trailer shown at the Stadia event, but it was great to learn more about Baldur's Gate 3. Let's just say that again because it feels so good to hear. Baldur's Gate 3. Lovely. Larian CEO Sven Vink came on stage to explain how the developer is fitting those complex 5th edition D&D rules to a modern video game, and it all sounds very positive. We can expect the same level of storytelling, iconic D&D characters and creatures, and the sort of places that made the original games some of the most important revered RPGs of all time. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I'm quite excited. Baldur's Gate 3, there it is again. Doesn't have a release date yet, but it's jolly nice just knowing it's on the way. Planet Zoo is the upcoming game from Frontier, the developer famous for Elite Dangerous and Planet Coaster. But instead of exploring space or crafting vomit-inducing theme park rides, the focus here is on perfectly balanced animal welfare. They sound like vastly different things, but there is some crossover, and Planet Zoo's delicately balanced ecosystems will require a similar level of management skill. But this is a much more sedate game with a specific focus on realism. Johnny Watts, Frontier's chief creative officer, has a degree in zoology, and the team have spent time speaking to real zoos, discussing details with staff, vets, keepers and management. So if you've ever fancied giving virtual animal husbandry a try, Planet Zoo is shaping up to be the ultimate wildlife management simulator, and it's out on PC in November. And finally, from one type of wildlife to another now, as we look at Maneater, a shark RPG. That's right, a shark RPG. Now, this entry could just be me repeating those words for another minute, but let's try and give you some details instead. Developers Tripwire describe it as a shark PG. I wish I'd thought of that, because your shark will evolve as you battle humans and other undersea creatures. You can even find rare shark loot, which conjures up an image of a great white in a top hat. Tripwire acquired the game from original devs Blindside Interactive, redesigning the presentation and system. This means it might still be a little way off, there's no release date yet, but apparently it'll be coming soon to the Epic Store. And we got all the way through that without even mentioning a bigger boat. So there you go, let us know what announcements from the PC gaming show you were especially excited by and which games you can't wait to play. And remember to subscribe to the channel now for all the news and analysis from E3 2019.